Influencers and Teens and Psychedelic Scenes. It's Rhyme and Reason 687. There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're... Hey there, Tony here, once again with the Rhyme and Reason Happy Hour, which is never an hour, by the way. And I'm talking to you today about none other than John Lennon, that slightly famous Beatles guy. He once said that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. And I actually think he might have been taken a little out of context by reporters and fans at the time. I mean, I've checked into what he said, and it appeared to not be a statement made out of arrogance. It appeared that way as I was watching old video footage of it. But the way it was blown out of proportion highlights the connection between influencers and teens. And I think Mr. Lennon progressed, or rather digressed, in his worldview to the point of most likely believing his own press and the Beatles' press. In other words, it appeared he could imagine a world that didn't need and probably shouldn't have the influence of the Creator. And that's when the connection between influencers and teens ruins lives. Yes. I can't judge John Lennon's heart, so I don't 100% know where he's spending eternity. But judging by his words and actions, which also are in a song that kind of goes right to it, my guess would be he's not in heaven. And one of the things that made me think of him and write this was an April Fool's joke. This is April as I'm recording this. An April Fool's joke that John and Yoko Ono played back in 1970. They played it on the press. They issued a statement to the press announcing they'd be getting dual sex change operations. And those kind of correlations, they're in the news a lot these days. Have you noticed that? There's a lot of talk about boys wanting to be girls and girls wanting to be boys. Now, I'm not saying John and Yoko's statement had a direct correlation to what's going on there, but there is a downstream effect. And it's a bit ironic since John got himself a copy of Timothy Leary's book, The Psychedelic Experience, and also a copy of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. So good logic and reason don't tend to happen when a person turns on, that's a quote from Timothy Leary, turns on with drugs, and then reads, when in doubt, relax, turn off your mind, float downstream. Yeah, that's a good way to be. Turn off your mind, don't think. And good things don't tend to happen for teens who follow those examples either. Yeah, I know, I'm just being an old-fashioned and narrow-minded dude, but I certainly won't sit at my keyboard trying to imagine away the source of life and love. I hope my influence leads to life and ultimately to the source. And it'd be great to know that I help someone to change their course. That's what I'm always hoping for as I share these rhymes and reasons, my little tidbits with you. Each episode is fairly short. So I call it the happy hour, which is never an hour. But you get your happy hour's worth in a whole lot less time. I condense it for you. There, you're welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. And it means a whole lot to me if you'll tell other people to tune in, ask them to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. And you can go to TonyFunderburk.com / or just look up at the top where you'll see Rhyme and Reason Podcast there, and click on that, and you'll see all kinds of ways you can subscribe, and you don't have to ever come looking for the Rhyme and Reason Podcast. It'll just be delivered right to you and your device. Free, always free. And I share lots of music. I share writings for kids. I share all kinds of stuff that you just can enjoy at your leisure, right in your own little earbuds. That's what I do when I listen to podcasts. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Tony from TonyFunderburk.com signing out, saying, remember, life has rhyme and reason because God made you. There's a rhyme and reason.